Oh, you're gonna join us?
Hi!
You should start it.
Are we starting
you
now?
Say, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Nerds New Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Free Comic Book Day.
No,
With Jeff
Nerds
Blevins
New
and his
Podcast.
podcasting friends.
Chad, lead singer of Nickelback, everybody.
Jeff and his podcasting friends.
Oh,
Nerds
wow.
the Apocalypse, my favorite podcasting group in this room now.
Oh, I knew that.
I'll take it.
It's done.
I do just want to kick off and say, I just want to thank Nerds the Apocalypse. They're always here for me whenever I needed anything. We did Avengers last night at the local Windsong. It was a fantastic night. Thank you to Trex and Showtime for coming out. Steve, we know you had to work. It's okay.
So I could be here today.
Free Comic Day is another success for us, so I
Good.
appreciate you guys being here today. And please share their video. I was just in Savannah last week and met people that actually watch you guys from down there.
You're lying. Are you
I'm
serious?
not.
No, he's serious.
We didn't tell you this.
You guys
Dead
didn't
serious.
tell him, God. Stop it.
We didn't want you to
Yeah,
cry. I
would
wanted you
not
to cry on
be able
camera.
Out the door.
He's gonna cry.
So,
No, I'm not. Leave me alone.
but it was really cool. So thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for Nerds the Apocalypse. Thank you for Punk Monkey Comics. Awesome day. Thank you. What's your subject today, by the way?
We're just going to talk about random heroes so we can have people come up and
Oh yeah.
talk about it, yeah.
Well, can I start?
Yeah.
What's the subject?
What's your
Chaz
favorite
from
hero?
Nickelback is not a hero.
I know.
You know, you're doing a really good cosplay, though.
All right, so I got to go with Ghost Rider, and the reason Ghost Rider is because it's really the what got me into comics. I was in high school, was listening to a lot of heavy metal, and you know what's more metal than a flaming skull head on a motorcycle? So Ghost Rider was like my first, and got into Punisher, and then kind of went from there. So that's how I really got into comics. So
Which incarnation of Ghost Rider is your favorite? John Blaze or Dan Ketch?
well,
Boom.
I gotta go with Danny Ketch.
Where did this
because
guy come from?
It's the one that I really started with. I mean, I love Johnny Blaze, but when I started reading comics, he was Blaze. You
Yeah.
know, and then the whole Midnight
Yeah.
Suns was going on. So
Oh my
to
God,
me,
the
it's-
Midnight Suns.
Yep. It
Oh.
was cool, like having kind of like Blaze being a mentor to Danny Ketch. So
Yes.
That's what I've always liked.
I love the scene where he taught him to street fight and just whooped
Oh,
the
yeah.
crap out of him for a few minutes.
I like Johnny Cage.
Johnny.
Get it? It's like Nicolas Cage and Johnny Cage.
God.
You see what I did there?
Wow. Huh.
So thanks again. Hope you made it out to Free Comic Book Day. If not, 4711 Forest Drive in Columbia. Thank you.
All right, Nerds Apocalypse. No, I'm just playing. All right, can I start the show now? Like, this is where we start the show? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I'm, of course, Stevie B.
I'm Matt.
Beth.
Showtime.
And Trex is here. He's just behind the camera.
And so is Vader.
We said that's the best place to keep
Aren't
him
you,
today.
buddy?
I don't know. You make him stand up the entire time.
Right.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
The children's show.
Yes. If you just listen, we recommend you viewing this one. It's on our YouTube channel. We're gonna have maybe have a lot of action going on. We're gonna talk to some people.
Explosions?
But no, we've tried
Mike!
that.
We don't have the budget.
No, we don't. Well, he can do it. He just chooses not to. We tell Trex to put explosions, and then we just look like a-holes because we go, put explosions! And then we just do this, and our hands are flying around, and he just doesn't do it. And then when he's edited it, he laughs because he's like, I'm not going to do it. And he just doesn't do it. Anyway, okay, so here we are. As Jeff, Chad, whatever, the Nickelback, Jeff, I don't know.
Thor Chad Jeff.
That's right. We're at Free Comic Day, Punk Monkey 2015. This is our second year here. This is our third year doing a Free Comic Day event, second year here at Punk Monkey Comics. And we I thought multiple ones because we also do the Halloween Comic Fest in October. And we just did that last year, so that was fun. This is crazy though. I mean, this room is so big. Trex and I did a video talking about how many people and things are going to be here today, and it was ridiculous. We got our friends at Sentinel Sheep. They're with Brian Hollis and Jake Williams and Doug Cox. And we got our friends at Pretty Weird Art over there. You spotted a print. We'll show the print.
I did. Check this out. I saw her drawing it at the Toy Con, and I honestly just couldn't pass it up.
It's a mer woman.
Totally. I mean, we're not going to judge whether or not she's a maid, but, you know, it's her life. She can do what she wants.
That's right. Feminism.
Gender equality.
Yes.
Social issues. But they also threw in, because they're awesome people, they also threw in a couple of
Is this
comic
bad?
books. And I
Gender
can't wait to
equality.
get on those right now. I've got the first issue of Skull Gun Bunny and the Adventures of Death Elf and Whoosh.
I love their art, man. It's so like fun and cartoony.
I know, except for the mermaid. The mermaid art is
Yes.
totally serious.
So okay. All right, so we actually had a debate of what our topic was going to be today, and I wanted to keep it basically basic because we're gonna might have people come up. So we're just going to talk about our favorite heroes. I mean, some of us know who our favorite heroes are. Like we know Showtime's Green Lantern, mine's Superman.
How'd you
Really
know?
don't really know who Beth's favorite hero is, though. I don't think we ever talked about that.
Not really, no.
No, so let's start with Beth. Beth, who's your favorite hero and why?
Right now, I'm digging, and I'm blanking out of his name. The Darkness.
The Darkness? The guy from The Darkness?
Yeah, I'm under pressure, so I can't remember his name right now.
You're under pressure?
Yeah.
You shouldn't be under pressure. We're not under pressure. We don't put you there.
No, we
Yeah,
are. If you
can't
answer
remember
wrong,
things.
you will be kicked out.
If you can't remember, you're out of the podcast. I'm just Is that pressure enough for you? No,
Yeah,
okay.
it's
No,
funny.
we know The Darkness, the book The Darkness. There's actually a video game based off of that I never played, I knew about.
I think there's two. I know
There's
one.
two.
Yeah,
Supposedly
two.
the second one is better than the first one, I think is what it was.
That's true. That's awesome, because the first one was really good.
Yeah.
Is it simply because he's dark? Why do you like this gentleman from The Darkness?
Because it's kind of horror-based.
You're a big horror girl.
Yep.
You just bought a pop.
That's my niche. I didn't buy a horror pop, though. I bought a
Geek
Goonies
niche.
You bought a what?
pop. A Goonies pop. About Sloth.
I know Sloth. He wears a Superman shirt.
Really?
Right?
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Yes,
see?
he does. Hey, you guys.
Oh, that's right, because I shared a pic of my brother Jason. I was like, dude, when did you take this picture with a Superman shirt? And I sent it to him. He really does look like Sloth.
Does he really?
No, I think he does. No, no, I love my brother. My brother is like, imagine Stevie B with no filter. I know I don't have much of a filter now, but imagine that little filter I have completely gone. That's my brother Jason.
That's terrifying.
It's yeah. It was a bad time. I went to his wedding a few years ago, and I thought he lives in England. I thought my dad was gonna fly home instantly. He was just, I can't do this with you two. Like, because when I get around him, it kind of started acting the same way. Especially since Heather and the baby weren't there, because she didn't come with me to England. It was bad. Anyway, so that's my brother Sloth. Okay, so what about you, Matt?
You know, I'm trying to think who my favorite is right now. I've like gone through phases. You know, when I started in comics, it was Spider-Man because I was a kid, and he's basically every kid's favorite, every adolescent boy growing up. Then I moved into Captain America as I started growing. Captain America was like my first moral model, so that was cool. And then Ghost Rider and Adam Warlock and Thanos, and now I'm just kind of bouncing around. I'm like
How about
open for
Pinhead
everybody.
from Hellraiser?
What's that?
Pinhead from Hellraiser. You did read those.
Yeah, this is a bit more of an anti-hero thing, but yeah, Pinhead's kind of awesome.
I always thought he was a bad guy. Is he not a bad guy?
If you take the fact that Kirsty Cotton eventually starts ruling in hell and realizes that hell is necessary as a balance and a punitive force in the universe, then no, he's actually quite the hero. Just sort of a Luciferian concept if you've ever read the Vertigo series, Lucifer.
I've never seen that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
You've never
It's
seen
the one with
Hellraiser?
Pinhead, right? Yeah.
All the Hellraisers?
It used to
I know,
always
right?
scare me.
We're binge watching Hellraiser.
It used to
All
Except
9.
the third one.
it
Except
scared
the third one.
There's more
Shall
than
not be
one
mentioned.
Hellraiser.
There's nine.
me. I was like,
Holy
look at
butt.
those needles in his head.
And the last one. The third one and the
No.
ninth one. No.
I did watch Critters. And Critters, I think I've talked about this before. I think we talked about this at Halloween Fest. I had nightmares for months.
Are they the ones that come out the toilet?
That they would be under your car.
No. It's when they formed into a big ball and started rolling down the street, and then they rolled over people. And the people were running, they roll over the people, and all of a sudden the people were skeletons.
It's like a great big Tatamari.
Yeah, and it was absolutely ridiculous, but I had nightmares. I was like, what if this ball rolls over me and I become a skeleton? And I picture myself running as a skeleton.
What's the one where they come out of toilets? Is that
That's
ghouls?
Ghoulies.
Ghoulies,
yeah.
No, that's scary.
Those all kind of run together because they
And
were
chud.
just awful.
Toilets and running together.
It's like
Let's run together to the toilet.
Gremlins was popular. Let's make a bunch of crappy wannabes. Didn't
Gross.
work.
Showtime, we hear about Green Lantern for you all the time. What, you got something else you want to? something else that tickles your fancy, if you will?
Gross. Right now, I mean, I have to say, before he gets the glove, Green Lantern. You know?
Before he gets what?
I like the Green Lantern with the ring. I don't like the glove.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know anything about what's going on right now.
He has a glove now, and it's cool. But I had to see where it's going.
What, Corona's energy back?
Yeah. I miss the original Green Lantern. You know, all this new stuff is going. It was pretty cool at first, and then it started getting weird. You know, Simon Baz just fell off the face of the earth, just disappeared. John Stewart and Guy Gardner. I mean, John Stewart's still alive, but Guy Gardner is now just a Red Lantern. I guess he's not coming back anymore to the Green Lantern Corps. Sinestro's back, so that's good. He's Yellow Lantern, but for a while he left. It's very up in the air with it. And as far as new heroes, I haven't really found one yet. But I don't know. I guess probably something from Valiant. I mean, Exo is pretty cool. But actually, you know what? Exo, because he mooned people. That was hilarious.
Took mine. I was going to
If
say
that
Exo.
was he was mine first. I was reading him first. But
That's all I
also that one issue where he moons the satellite because he knows it's watching him is perfect.
Well, some of you might not know about Showtime. He got one write-up his entire time in high school. And what was that for, Showtime?
It officially says exposed rear to class behind podium.
The ROTC classroom.
And I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for Mandy telling Major Ward, you can't tell that guy. Anyway.
He has it framed in his...
I do. I framed it. So and then I was working at Original Pancake House.
Yeah.
One of the administrators from the council that decided my punishment for that was there. And she was like, I remember you. And I was like, yes.
You're the guy that showed us rear end.
I got to choose my own punishment. They're like, you can have in-school or out-of-school suspension. I was like, pfft. My dad was like, stun. You're just not going to be that easy. I was like, what I have to do is like, you're going to have to rake the lawn. Out of school detention, please. I will take it. I will rake the lawn for an hour.
I always got in trouble. I remember my last year there. She was like, come here. My administrator was like, come here, let me show you something. And she opens up her drawer of write-ups. And she like pulls my folder out. And it's like, I don't know.
Wow.
Like a hardback of like 15 comics thick. And just goes, plop. This is you. You know how much room I'm going to have now in my cabinet because you're gone? And I was like, oh, me? And she's like, yeah, it's so funny. Anyway, I got in trouble a lot in case you... But I always got in trouble for little things, so like I never got suspended. Like I got out of school suspension a lot. But I never got like recommended or anything like that.
So you weren't a
get
good
recommended
kid?
for expulsion. I wasn't necessarily a bad kid. I wouldn't call myself a good kid. I used to smart off all the time. That's my problem. I remember specifically this one time I went toe-to-toe with a teacher because I had bought a drink, and the bell rang, and I was in the back of the class, and I was trying to finish my drink, and he was like, no drinks in the classroom. You throw it away right now. And I'm like, this is half full. Let me down it real quick. He's like, no, you throw it away, and you get in your... If you don't throw it away, you're out of here. And I was like, I paid for it. Just let me finish it. He's like, no. And he stared me down, and I was like, what do I do here? The whole class is watching. Oh, F it. And I just drank the drink, right? And he was like, that's it! And he wrote me up and sent me on my way. And I was like, oh, man. I hated that teacher, though. But anyway, that's my...
I hope he doesn't watch the pod. I'm just kidding.
You
know who you are.
He watches it. I do have to do a check. I just want to make sure it tracks. You push record on the audio, right? And you turn it off early. I'm just making sure. Okay. I was gonna make like hand signs.
He's getting like that with the way he is with his lock.
Oh my god.
Locking his door in his
We're
car.
gonna talk about this. We're really talking about nerdy
Yep.
stuff.
It is nerdy. That's really nerdy.
I don't know what has happened to me, but I've developed. Look, see, he's checking. I told you.
I'm making sure it's still running.
Okay.
Making sure there's no skips.
Oh my God, drums.
I develop like anxiety. I don't know what it is, but it's like if I don't know the door's locked, like if I don't specifically remember doing it, I freak out and I can't function unless I go back and check. And sometimes it's 2 or 3 times. And the same thing happens at night. Like, I get into bed, and I cannot sleep unless I go and check and make sure the front door is locked. Heather could look at the door and see the lock turn the way it's supposed to turn when it's locked. I would be like, that's not enough. I have to go physically check. So I don't know what's happened to me. This is something recent. And it's like, and I also have the fear of our house burning down. Like, I have to make sure everything is off before we leave. I don't know.
Did that come from your daughter, or did you create that in her?
I definitely created that in her because it's like she sees my anxiety and picks up on it, and I can't help it. I honestly, like, I don't know, like, where things went wrong. Like, nothing crazy has happened to me for something to trigger that. It's just something that's developed in the past couple of years, and I don't know where it comes from. This podcast just got serious. I don't know. You're learning psychology. Where does that come from, Showtime?
It could be a lot of things, but I haven't taken. It's not anything abnormal. It's definitely some kind of OCD.
Maybe that's what it is. It's just OCD. I don't know. Like,
Anxiety and getting in trouble in high school. Yeah, these are nerd topics.
That's right. But people are learning about me, Matthew. Okay. All right. But I don't know, man. If someone listening or watching can diagnose me, go for it. There might be something that triggered it, but there's nothing that I can think of that did. Like, I've never had anything broken into. Like, no one's ever walked in or anything like that, so I don't know where it comes from.
You've been listening to Nerds of the Analysis.
Yeah.
That's right.
I should start doing that.
So
The other
Steve-
day, I realized I slept the whole night with my door unlocked.
Oh, you know, I would pass out. One time I got up in the morning and I was like, the door was open. And like, Heather gets mad because if we go to walk out of the house and the dryer's on, the dishwasher's on, I'm like, turn all that off. She's like, but if we can walk out, and I was like, nope. What happens if it floods or it catches fire or something and we're not here to stop it? The whole house burns down. It's all our fault. Turn it off now. It is. She gets annoyed.
I'm annoyed listening to it.
Like, she started.
I'd be like, that's the purpose of a timer.
And so
They have fail safes for these things.
I don't know. Smart goes off. You don't know. The Christmas tree. That's bad. Like,
I get that. There's no fail safe for that.
that thing's got to be off. We go to bed. It's got to be off. I don't know. I guess I'm crazy.
You
Anyway,
gotta
your
imagine,
favorite
like, all the
superhero?
electrical fires that happen with Christmas trees and stuff. What about, like, in the old days when they used candles instead of lights?
Well,
I don't know.
Steve's favorite superhero is the locksmith.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he's really a lockmaster. Maybe the keymaster. Is that a guy? I don't know.
I've
It
been
should
know,
be
the
be.
several
locksmith sounds
characters
pretty
called
cool, though.
Keymasters, like Rick Moranis in Ghostbusters. That's your new favorite superhero.
Yeah.
Rick Moranis and Ghostbusters. Are you the gatekeeper? I'm the keymaster. I remember watching. You know when you make that transition from like adolescent to adult, and you go back and watch these movies that you watched as an adolescent, and you're like,
Adolescent.
yeah. I was like, what was I watching? And you know the recent movie I did that with, and me and Heather both were like, wow. It's Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
Oh my God! No.
What is in that movie? Like, there's so many like innuendos and just dirty stuff all over the place. And like, I never got the Finkel-Einhorn thing really.
The what?
The Finkel-Einhorn thing. Ray Finkel is Lois Einhorn. Lois Einhorn is Ray Finkel. Lois Einhorn's a man. And then he like,
Oh, yeah.
Then he started playing that music and he burns his clothes. And he gets in the shower and he's like, ugh. And because they kissed earlier, and he goes, when he kissed, he's like, your gun is digging into my hip. And I was like, oh, it's not as good.
You know what I remember about that movie?
But
Is when all the cops that are surrounding them at the very end, and realizes, man, that cop like looks at his tongue, rubbing his
got the
tongue off.
worst case of hemorrhoids I have ever seen.
Oh my God, I do not remember that movie well enough.
Oh, you got seriously. That is a movie to go back and watch. Like, it's ridiculous. And it's anyway. I never got why he chewed all the gum either. Like after that happened, he's like chewing the gum, and then he spits it out. And he's like, "Your gun is digging into my hip," and then he drives off. And I was like, "Oh man, this is so much better than I remember." It was good. Anyway, there you go. I've been been obsessed with Showtime's gonna have something to say right away. I've been obsessed with 3-inch figures lately. Like, I don't know what it is. Do you know what Disney Infinity is? It's one of those games that has the game board, and you buy all the figures and you put them on the board. You know what that is?
No.
I'll have to show it to you. But essentially, it's a huge scam because you buy this game, you buy the starter pack for $75. Okay, and it comes with the game, a game board, like to plug into the system, and then 2 figures, and then like an action pack. And you put them on these boards, and you put them on the board. Boom, those characters are in the game. Sounds cool, right? The problem with that is they sell like 100 other 3-inch figures for $15 a pop that you have to put on the game, and then you play with them in the game. It's like you can't play with them until you buy the figure.
Is it a video game figure?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, that's awful.
He does not play.
I've been playing it. It's funny because I was sitting there doing nothing, and I was like, you know what? I'm playing Disney Infinity 2.0 because it's Showtime. Like, because he was online, I was like, I hope he sees me playing Disney Infinity 2.0. I hope he can look and see. And then I was like, look at the Spider-Man action pack comes with Spider-Man and like Spider-Man's game, and then Nova. And I was like, I'm buying the Spider-Man pack for you, so you can play with Nova, because I know you like Nova. And
Yeah, I do, but we never play it.
And he was like, keep telling yourself that. Although I got Elena to play with me because I have Black Widow, and so not that she can't play with guy characters, but you know how that goes. And she's actually a lot better than I thought she was going to be. And I think what really, really helps is that Disney Infinity, if you don't take control of the camera, there's a joystick that controls the camera around you. If you don't take control of it, it instantly defaults to back, goes behind you. So I think that helps her. She was doing fairly well. And Disney Infinity helps a lot because you can pick up other characters. So like if she's not going where you need to go, I jump to her character and pick it up and walk her to where we need to go, and then throw her down, and she's like, you pick me up. So it's not bad. I just hate split screen so much. Like,
I get it, but it does it right? It doesn't do that crappy little. Yeah, that's fine. I'll be able to live with that. I cannot stand nowadays how you're gonna have in 2015. We're halfway through 2015 almost, and they can't make split screen right anymore. Or they're doing it on purpose. I know that, but don't make the game only split screen co-op and then make it crappy co-op. Like, we want you to have this really awesome part of this game, but we don't want you to enjoy it.
Yeah.
We want you to suffer.
I thought Showtime was going to rage at Lego Marvel Heroes.
Because that's even dumber. You get the whole screen, kind of, but it rotates the whole time. Like, great job. That's very complex programming. Super annoying for the person playing because you can't jump through that line.
You're together on one screen, but if you go further away from each other, then it comes into a random split screen in like a random angle of the screen. And yeah, he's not like, and if you go too far this way, he can't go up where he wants to go, and it gets crazy.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's very frustrating.
Yeah.
But no. So about Disney Infinity, I got it for real cheap though. I got it for $25. I bought it on Craigslist. It's a real funny story behind that, but I'm saving it for Married to a Nerd because it involves Heather. But and then I went to Target, and I totally worked Target's system to get some Disney Infinity characters. You know, these characters like $15 a pop, right? So
Is this taking over the amiibo obsession?
yeah. So what happened? So what? It is the same thing. So what happened was they price matched at Target, and Target.com had the Disney Infinity figures for $10 each instead of $15. And then they also had a cartwheel. You know what Target cartwheel is? It's incredible.
No, I've never heard of that.
You download this cartwheel app, and it's a bunch of crazy coupons.
Oh, heck yeah. And you can still use regular coupons, plus the in-store sale, plus your Target card. You can save a buttload of money.
Yeah, and so I got them. They had a cartwheel for 40% off anything Disney Infinity. So I got them to price match it down to $10, and then I used the 40% off. So I got a bunch of figures for like $6 each. Now, granted, my total after buying all the figures I bought was about $75, but in my mind, I've got all this stuff for the cost of what it costs just for the original pack.
If you
Look,
want,
you can
mean,
take
true.
those judging eyes and shove
You're
them
right.
in your ass, Beth.
I'm
Okay?
just curious
So
how
this
many
was just figures, right?
how many of those are you gonna
Yes,
resell? How many of those are you gonna resell?
None, because they're not. I mean, you could resell them for like they're not like amiibos where amiibos are super rare. These ones are just like commonplace.
Yeah.
And the only one I've really played with that I bought is Captain America. I bought Rocket Raccoon because he looked cool.
Ratchet Raccoon.
No, Rocket Raccoon. Sorry.
I would watch Ratchet Raccoon.
Get the hell out of my property. That's a mine. That's my garbage can.
I remember the funniest, one of the funniest panels of comics I've ever read is that the Guardians come to Earth, and Rocket sees a bunch of raccoons, and he's like, "Excuse me, put some damn pants on." and I was like, that needs to be in a movie. Like they gotta work that when they go to Earth for the first time. That's gotta be worked in.
Yeah.
That was so funny. Rocket is done so well in comics. It's there was another one where Iron Man was with them for a long time, and then he stopped, and then so the comic opens up with Iron Man like trying to record a message. He's like, "Thank you so much for letting me join." No, it's not gonna work. It's like, "Hey guys, I really appreciate the time." Oh, I gotta do it again. And so it's like a bunch of panels and they're trying to figure out what to say, and then it cuts to the Guardian ship, and it's Rocket staring at a screen like, "What the hell?" And and it's Tony starting over and over again, like he's watching it, and then Star-Lord walks up and he's like, "Does he not know he's live?" And he's like, "Nope." This is great.
Is he eating cereal when he's doing it? 'Cause I feel like I've
think
seen
you- I
that.
think
Yeah, I
was
think
eating
he's
cereal,
eating
yeah.
cereal. Yeah. And it was so funny. And anyway, what was I talking about? I got so sidetracked. Oh, the Disney Infinity figures. Yeah. So you know where my mind goes, right? So there's 3 Disney Infinity 2.0 packs. That's Marvel Heroes, and the 2 packs or the 3 packs. You get the Avengers pack when you buy the game. Then there's a Spider-Man pack and a Guardians pack, right? So my mind goes, I bought Rocket. And I was like, well, now I gotta get the Guardians pack too. Gotta get Star-Lord and Gamora. And
You know what? Going back to the lock thing, I'm pretty sure it's OCD.
it just got, and you know what really got me, really good, is I was in the game's menus, and they have completion percentage, and like you go to Disney Infinity and it has all the figures, and the only way to fill this up is to buy all the figures, and I was like, but then it says Disney Infinity 1.0. And then I go to, and it's like all the 1.0 figures, and there's like 40 of them for the original game. And I'm like, oh no, don't do this. And like my brain just can't handle it. I think it's mad. Hey, but she's cool with it because I don't buy anything full price. Like I never go and buy like the $75 pack. I got the pack for $25. I got the figures on super discount. So she's like, all right, don't go crazy. And so she's like, it doesn't make her mad as much.
You know what it probably is?
What?
Your obsession with the locks and fires is protecting your investment.
Yeah, you're not trying to protect your kid or your wife. You're trying to protect your
I got life
amiibos and your
insurance
Disney
on them.
and your Disney figures. That's what it is.
I do know.
No, Heather and Elena are like, Steve, you're like, oh, Nova.
Put out the fire on the Nova figures with Heather.
Heather, move! It's like Heather's like knocked out on the carpet, and I pushed her out of the way, grabbed the Xbox.
There's a movie like that. Have y'all seen that where the opening is like the dad is with his wife and children at like some outdoor ski lodge restaurant, and he thinks there's this avalanche coming, so he like knocks everybody out of the way and just takes off running.
Oh my God.
And then they realize that there was no avalanche, it was just a false alarm, and he has to go sit back with his family after
my
people
God.
left him.
Oh, about that.
That's like George Costanza times 1,000.
You know what my voicemail used to be back in the day?
What's that?
Believe it or not, Steve's not by his phone.
Yes.
Leave
Oh
a
my
message at the beep.
Wow. I would have
I
never
must
called
be
you.
out, or I'd pick up the phone.
Did you get that from Seinfeld?
I totally did, yeah. As soon as I saw that episode, I was like, I'm doing this.
And
he
it was
like,
so long. I wouldn't leave him messages.
he was like, what is this? I used to do that, and my ringtone. First, I jailbroke my first iPhone, and I put a Resident Evil theme on there. And every single time I got a text message, it went, Resident Evil, Resident Evil, and everybody was like, seriously, stop it. And then I had a ringtone for a long time. That was Until the day I die, I'll spill my heart for you.
But it wasn't a good recording, right?
No, it was like back in the flip phone day. That was before my iPhone. It was like a flip phone.
Dude, remember that one chick, the one that's at the beach, and she had that like "Grind on Me" song, but it was a tear. It was like she put it up to like the radio speaker and tried to record it. So every time it'd be like, it's like, what the fuck is that noise? It sounds like a rabbit's getting choked. That's what it sounds like.
Hey man, that's how we used to have to get music.
I know.
By holding tape recorders up to the radio.
I remember when Gabe changed my dial-back tone, so whenever people would call me, you must have known about this too. I had no idea for like a month, but everyone that would leave me messages, like my parents, be like, "Oh, that's an interesting song you have there." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And it took me a long time. And finally, one day, I called on my dad's phone. I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's the front and back song." It's totally about sex.
Okay, I was like, I don't know what the song is.
I don't even know. I just know it's like front, back, and front, or something like that. I was like, what the? It was really embarrassing.
Well, one time, since we're talking about pranks, one time I went to Preach's house, and I got on his Xbox, and I changed. That was back when like your avatar, a 360 avatar used to be front and center. Everybody could see it. It's like a character you made when it first came out. And I went and I changed it to like long hair, and I put him in a dress, and you don't really notice it and then I changed his bio to loves dudes for reals, and he was just like a week later he was like, "Was this you? This hat? There's no other person this could have been except for you." I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" I think that was the same day I went to his house and we watched Forever Red, the Power Rangers episode where all the Red Rangers showed up.
We
Because I'm there.
when I was in Afghanistan, we were just trying to making awkward female characters. I made this one wrestling character named Pat, but he was like he had all the girl moves. So like he would like walk and like slap people all the time. And he had a combat boot on and a heel, and then he had like fishnet like stockings and a shirt, and he had like short shorts. And like totally had like the dude features, but then like makeup as well. And I named him Pat. And then whenever people would come to fight me, I would always choose him because that character, the picture was blacked out, so you didn't know what they looked like until you selected it. And so I did that. Then I had like Stone Cold's like entrance, so he came out and was like. It was so awkward.
I think that character in WWE would go far.
It was so funny. Oh man,
I might actually watch WWE if they had that going on.
I would do. Oh, Pat's coming to fight today for the world championship.
They get like a whole WWE for ratchet drag queens.
Just get like Bruce Jenner to do it. Just kidding. Oh, did I go too far? Too soon? My bad.
I don't know what I think about Jenner. I'm on the fence just because of the Kardashians.
He's on the fence.
Open
the cheap door.
My bad.
Alrighty then.
So,
heroes. You know what I've been reading recently? I've read Archer Armstrong for Valiant. Yeah, have you read any of that?
No.
It's
Isn't it like a comedy?
It's pretty. It's like a action comedy. It's like Archer is someone. No, I think about Armstrong is someone who's been on Earth
For a long time.
since the beginning of time. Like he was part of a race of people that activated this device that wiped out life, except for him and his brothers. And his brothers are the Eternal Warrior and
Galad.
Galad. And so, but like he's kind of just been like, F it, and he just like drinks and parties. And that's just what he does. Like that's who he is. And this guy named Archer, who was like raised to be like a super soldier and super Christian, and sent after him. And so like he doesn't curse or anything, and then he realized this big plot he was lied to, and so it's like this super naive kid with like this dude who's been around forever and like drinks and bangs chicks.
Wow.
And it's a crazy combination. But it's a fun read.
It's like a superhero interpretation of the Amish's the kids go out into the world when they're mature thing. That's actually quite interesting.
You grab one. Go ahead.
Go ahead, grab a tattoo. We're distributing tattoos so people will like us.
Which one's your favorite?
Like us.
Avengers tattoos. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is topical. Avengers.
There we go.
Age of Ultron. We're tying in and such. And we may or may not be sponsored by Milk-Bone and Pop-Tarts.
We'll see how this one goes.
They have Pop-Tarts. We like Pop-Tarts.
We love Pop-Tarts. Give us money.
I brought Pop-Tarts because everybody at Punk Monkey ate our breakfast.
Well, there's still 2 donuts back there as far as I know. If you guys would show up on time.
I showed up super late. I noticed. Listen, I was supposed to be late. I wasn't supposed to be here till 1 o'clock. Trex was supposed to be the one here. I saved his butt.
Irregardless, you were told to be here at 9.
You're right.
Ish.
You're right. You're right. Okay. So, we put him in. What are we doing?
Anything, ask him.
Ask him anything. Well, go ahead. Hand him the mic.
Right, here you go.
You might get black stuff on your hands. Sorry, it's an old mic.
Okay. Hi guys.
I gotta turn my mute on. Sorry.
Yeah, you might want to do
All
that.
right, what's your favorite superhero, and why?
Ooh, that's tough. Let me see. I grew up to be like a really big like Spider-Man fan, comic books and stuff like that, and like growing up it was like the comic and like the cartoon. Looking back, the cartoon's not as good because it used like the same animation.
Oh my
Like,
God.
every time you like West Wing
You're
or
talking
something.
about the 90s.
Yeah, the 90s one.
With that
It re-
extremely guitar-heavy opening.
I mean, I loved it, but that's really one of the first times I've ever experienced nerd rage was the very end of that show.
Yeah.
It was because it was like, all right, I'm gonna go save Mary Jane now.
Yeah.
Series over. Wait,
Yeah.
wait, what?
Then it's like next week, hey, it's 2099 Spider-Man. He's in the future, guys.
Yeah, I was like, what is happening? But
Yeah.
I don't know. I love the show. The Spider-Man X-Men. That was when I was a kid.
Yeah, me too. Spider-Man, X-Men. X-Men was really good. Probably my favorite X-Men was Storm, Wolverine before he turned to Superman, and
That's so true.
and Gambit, but Gambit just because he's so 90s.
He's very 90s.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
We were rude. What's your name, brother?
My name's Dwayne.
Dwayne. All right, sweet.
Hey, can you stand up so we can get a shot of your shirt? I'm loving that.
yeah.
Super Galaxy Brothers. That's awesome.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Official a-hole seal of quality.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's a really good shirt. But, yeah.
Have you seen Age of Ultron yet?
I haven't. I'm going to see it at 3:15.
Sweet. It's good. You like it.
Yeah.
We're not talking about it. We're just asking people to see it when they feel it.
Yeah, yeah.
I get told we can't because we're in public. So.
Yeah, you might get stabbed or something.
Yeah.
You don't want
You
that.
gotta give everyone a chance to go see it
Stab
before
it.
you spoil it.
Yeah, I think I've seen all the movies, and I remember like the Incredible Hulk, the one with Ed Norton came back on TV. I was just like, it's been so long since I've seen this. I was like, he was in Brazil? And I was like, oh yeah, that's why Ruffalo was in Brazil at the beginning of the Avengers.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Oh, are you serious, bro?
I thought it was just hiding.
yeah,
I thought it was just there.
yeah,
It was
I forgot
crazy
to-
when Wolverine showed up at the end.
Yeah. Well,
Oh goodness,
I wish. Oh my God.
I wish, yeah.
Fox needs to get their stuff together, man. Because Marvel's just like weeding the X-Men out, man. Like they're like, all right.
Yeah, aren't they about to separate them in the comic books?
Oh yeah, like if you notice any promotional material that comes out from Marvel right now, they're trying to single X-Men on it. Everything. There's not. It's what was that? So we're speaking about Disney Infinity, Marvel Superheroes 2.0.
Yeah.
Not a single X-Men character anywhere. I noticed that the other day. I was like, it's like every hero but the X-Men. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And I don't know because they own the toy rights, so like they wouldn't have to pay for figures. They just don't want to
It's-
promote them because see Sony was smart. Sony was like, look. What if we keep the rights and we lease the character to you, and then we'll all work together and we'll split the massive amounts of money you're making? And they're like, okay. And everybody's cool. It's I don't know. It's just dumb, I think.
Yeah, but would you really want like a Halle Berry Storm figuring though?
That's why Marvel needs. See, my thing about Marvel taking the rights is the perfect example is Daredevil.
Yeah.
Like Fox had Daredevil, they gave it back to Marvel, and Daredevil was boo boo.
Yeah.
And then they put this Daredevil show on Netflix. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Like that like Daredevil is the reason why Marvel needs the rights to all their characters is because they will do it the exact way people want it done.
Yeah.
You know,
It's like-
and they know the perfect place. They knew that Daredevil like this wouldn't really work in a movie, but on Netflix where they don't have to really rate it, they can do what they want. It's just why they're developing a Punisher series for Netflix. It's a perfect place.
I smell a crossover.
No, it's definitely a crossover, without a doubt. And they're pushing back a couple of the other shows so they can fit in Daredevil season 2 because it did so well.
Yeah.
Because what was it? It's Daredevil, Jessica Jones,
Luke Cage.
No, not Jessica. Is it Jessica Jones?
Yeah, it's Jessica Jones.
And then Luke Cage, and then Iron
Iron
Fist,
Fist.
right?
And then Punisher.
And then the Defenders series.
Defender.
Defender movie, yeah.
Yeah.
They did say Kevin Feige said that the Defenders are going to show up in the second part of Infinity Wars, part 2.
Why not?
So I mean, it'll be cool. So I mean, it's good stuff. And I mean, really, if you have Spider-Man and because Spider-Man's introduced in Civil War,
Yeah.
you can have him show up on Daredevil and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
why not? They're both in New York City. Why can't the kid that they hired make whoever this kid is, they end up hiring to be Peter Parker, his life has changed forever.
Yeah.
So
I mean-
the prospects they have right now, they're like it's like 11 and 12-year-old kids.
Yeah, like
So they want.
somebody young.
They defined it like Harry Potter. They said we want to start them young and watch them grow in movies. So that's pretty cool.
It's gonna be really good.
Yes, sir.
Also, Doctor Strange also is coming out. So.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
yes.
sorry, Doctor Strange movie.
If they're gonna do the Defenders, they have to have Strange.
Yeah.
Because, he only organizes it and everything.
And finally, we get a female solo movie. Captain Marvel's coming out too, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right, Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes, that's good.
Yeah, but she got the boot back when Spider-Man showed up.
Everybody got
they
boot
pushed
back.
everything back. They're like, we're gonna fit the Spider-Man movie in ASAP.
Are they gonna? Who's gonna be Captain Marvel? Like which character? 'Cause
Carol
they're-
Danvers.
It's
No, Cara Daniels.
Yeah.
Carol Danvers.
Carol
Danvers.
Danvers. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Blonde
weird.
one.
Yeah.
Not,
Well, because in
not Kamala Khan.
in Operation Galactic Storm in the Avengers, they had the Captain Marvel who had the fro going for a while, and I mean she was awesome. She was like a scientist who had done the whole experiment goes wrong, and now she controls like hard light. So yeah, I mean she was
Yeah.
awesome.
I think they're gonna base a lot of it off the Ultimate run, like the 2012 one.
So I was thinking that they might tie it in with the Galactic series because of
Yeah.
the Captain Marvel, Protector of the Universe, Marvel, the Kree Warrior, etc.
They might do that.
They'll probably have it to where like he dies right away. Like it's something to do. It'll probably spin off of Guardians, I would assume.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
See that? I mean, if they do Captain Marvel, then in the comics, it was always like he was the one who died of cancer, and there were very few heroes that died of like real diseases and such.
Yeah.
But they already did Star-Lord's mom dying of cancer, so it might seem kind of trite in another
Yeah.
movie. So, and nobody wants to trivialize cancer. That's just a bad move.
We're just here for fun.
Yeah, let's keep it light. Let's have a nice poppy disease, like nobody's died of typhoid in a while.
Wow.
And then in Daredevil, they could have Typhoid Mary.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring back all the Oregon Trail diseases.
Dyslexia.
Dyslexia.
We lost 3 people to dysentery.
Quick, what does this say, Star-Lord? I don't know. I secretly have dyslexia.
Can't read, man.
Someone get Santana, quick. Oh wait, different universe. Sorry.
Somebody make the amalgam movies really quickly.
Oh man.
If they do, all right, what would everybody think if they actually did like an amalgam movie universe, like the DC crossover with Marvel?
I think that in time it'll eventually come to that.
You think so?
Well, I mean, like when everything is like milked dry and they have nothing left. Warner Brothers and
Marvel.
help me out.
Disney.
Warner Brothers and Disney, or when Disney eventually
Takes over the world.
buys Warner Brothers, which Disney owns everything else right now.
Why
Yeah,
not?
man.
Yeah.
Speaking of Disney, Disney Infinity 3.0.
Oh boy.
Okay, I'm going back on this. 'Cause I meant,
Xbox 2.
no, Disney Infinity 3.0 is coming out at the end of the year. And you know what the problem is, man? They haven't announced it, but it's heavily hinted at that it's going to be Disney Infinity 3.0 Star Wars.
Of course.
I told Heather, I said, life is us. I said, all these deals I'm getting out the window. I said, I'm buying the pack right away, and I'm playing the hell of it. Because they already have lightsabers and land speeders in Disney Infinity right now as it is.
Oh goodness.
So like, and they put out a questionnaire that was like, what figures would you like to see? And like, in parentheses it said young Obi-Wan, and I'm like, well, I mean, if you're planning a young and old, like it's clearly like gonna go down. It's gonna go down right before Episode 7 comes out because it'll be the hype is the highest, and I'll buy it all. Every figure, I'll pre-order it all, and have to be like, what are you doing? And I'll be like, shut up, and then I'll smack, and I'm shut. No.
All the money.
And then I'll live alone, move in with Showtime. Then I won't pay the rent because I'm buying Disney Infinity figure, and then he'll kick me out. Then I'll be on the street, but at least I'll have my 3-inch.
Will work
figure.
for Infinity figures.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, you have your cool 3DO figure.
To get all that money back.
I would never sell. They'll be like, are those for sale? No! Come here, I'll do whatever. But I'm not selling these
Come here in
figures.
this dumpster.
I'm not selling
I have my
these
Darth
figures.
Maul.
You have to take over a dumpster just to store your figures.
This took a terrifying turn.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Future's looking kind of bleak.
I know, and I was
What's
driving
going
the car
on?
too. I turned it down the street. Like I got nowhere else to go.
Yeah, we went from cancer to Oregon Trail to a crippling figurine addiction.
That's right.
Well, to get us back on the comics,
Go ahead, Beth. What
Thank
you
you,
I
Beth.
have a question.
Please.
if you could have any character just stop being made and written, major or minor, who would it be?
Sorry, character what?
like
To
gone
stop
away?
being written, like they're no longer around.
Oh.
Major
oh.
or minor.
So our least favorite character ever, essentially.
Yeah.
Or currently.
Because you could not like them and still they're a good character for a comic, you know? Mine, Harley effing Quinn. Can't stand the girl.
Oh,
For very legitimate reasons, too.
oh.
But that's a rant for another video.
I think Harley Quinn and Deadpool, they operate like the same kind of niche for me, so that would probably be my choice.
Both of y'all said Deadpool?
I
Deadpool.
think that's Showtime's choice too.
Yeah, you both said it.
I mean, both
He's
of those characters.
annoying.
Yeah, both of those characters work in small doses, but people have just taken them and run with them like scissors. That's a
Yeah,
bad idea.
and all the people that are running with them like scissors.
Yeah, bad
Just
idea,
kidding,
kids.
no.
I don't know, man. Who do I want gone forever or just gone for a little bit?
For a decent amount of time.
Batman.
Batman or Bruce Wayne?
No, Batman. I don't.
I can see that, yeah.
I just get so, and everybody's like, it's because you like Superman and Batman's better. That's why you want to get rid of Batman. No, that's not what I hate the fandom behind Batman. Everybody's like, you like Superman because he's indestructible. He can beat everybody. Well, yeah, but no, no. It's like I like what Superman represents as a hero, and I feel like. Because what everybody says is you like Superman as a kid, and then when you grow up, you realize how dark and destructive the world is. You like Batman because he's more like you now because you see what the world's like. And I'm like, that is not true. Like I still see the world as a bright place. I don't know. It's like I don't like the like. Well, he can do whatever he wants because he's smart and has money, and he can defeat anything or anybody at any possible time in the world. No, he cannot.
They need to make Batman either stop making him or make him realistic enough to where oh crap, I didn't prepare for this situation. You know, I remember that the one that got me, the last one I read was when he fought Clayface, and all of a sudden he had that like clay hardening gas with him.
Well, yeah.
Like, imagine how heavy his suit is if he has prepared for every single villain at any moment.
It'd be different
I
if
mean,
he was like,
who even sells Bat Shark spray anymore?
I didn't feel better if he was like, wait, hold on. And he runs to the Batmobile and pops the trunk, and he's like,
Yeah.
clay hardening style. Like,
Yeah.
Where is it?
I feel like as a character, though, he doesn't ever really change either.
Doesn't.
no matter what.
Oh, so he has the
Yeah.
Bat van.
Actually, he's gone through a significant number of changes. It's just lately he's kind of fallen into this niche of this super scientist who's also a ninja. So we've just kind of stuck with him there. But
I mean, personality-wise and everything, I feel like he just doesn't
Yeah.
really
he's-
change, and it gets boring.
yeah, kind of. I mean,
And
unless you talk about like the Adam West goofy Batman, who is
Let's
really
bring that
fun
back
to
in
watch.
comics.
Oh my God,
Let's
yes.
bring that Batman back. Let's just have him be goofy and fun.
Some days you can't just get rid of a bomb.
Well, let's just have him. Where's that guy at?
Oh, did you see the 90s, the retro Batman vs. Superman trailer?
Yes. It's very funny. I don't know. And like this whole BVS thing and the whole trailer, it's like, do you bleed? You will. Like, oh God, it just drives me
You know what I
insane.
want to end, though?
What?
The Goku versus Superman argument.
Stop it. All
It
right.
needs to end. The right answer is Goku.
No,
See,
oh my God.
those are actually a really good matchup because
It's a
Goku
good
and
matchup
Superman-
if Goku can't go Super Saiyan. They're good. Then they're
No,
bad.
they're a good
That's
matchup because basically anytime that there's a problem, we find out that Superman has a new power, and pretty much the same with Goku. It's like, oh look, someone's strong, so Goku, you have to become the super magic awesome Saiyan.
Well, I feel like that video where they did like the superpower beatdown or not something like that. I don't know. There was like an ad where they like drew it. They animated it.
Yeah.
And that was, like, it's right. Like, I think Superman won at the very end, but the Earth was destroyed, and there was nothing left.
Nobody wins for that.
And it's just like, nobody really won here. Like Superman may still be breathing, but like, where's he gonna go now? He's
Seriously,
floating
though,
there.
how many-
In
how
this
many-
situation, I'd rather be Goku than dead.
How many planets do you have to be? How many planets do you have to destroy in the DBZ universe? It's like they just keep blowing up planet after planet. You have to have whole planets worth of deserts just for them to fight. It's awful. That's why I don't watch it anymore. Because I finished puberty.
Now I'm watching Dragon Ball Super when it comes out. So I guess I'm still in puberty.
It's okay.
Hey! What's up, guys?
That's some
Did you see
pretty
the new
good
Super
peach fuzz
Saiyan
on your
form?
face.
It was super.
I do think that's a little ridiculous, the Super Saiyan forms that they're coming up with. This one is now Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan.
They should have just kept numbering it, like Super Saiyan 5, Super Saiyan 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, Saiyan, Super. How many times can you Saiyan Super?
Speaking of super god supers, I like your point about Batman because really a lot of the people who criticize Superman fans say like, oh, he's too powerful. You know, Batman is the brain that Superman is for like powers and such. But he doesn't really stand for anything. He doesn't try to change the world. He doesn't try to make people better. He just tries to put bad guys in Arkham where they can bust out easily because apparently it's like a revolving door.
He's
there.
actually creating an issue.
Yeah, I mean, Superman, when he stops people, he's like, don't do drugs, kids, or, you know, whatever the pertinent issue of the day is.
Yeah.
You know, he's actually, like, friendly with people, you know, and the only person who does that better in the DC Justice League universe, I think, is Flash. Because I love the Justice League cartoon. I don't care. I don't care. I love it. Justice League Unlimited. Flash is awesome.
Which Flash version is that?
That's the Wally West, and he's like just constantly joking and quipping, which is actually the reason I like Spider-Man so much when I was a kid too. You know, he's like, and he also like everybody in his city knows him because he helps them paint their fences and stuff. You know, he's
I got it.
the real hero of the people.
Yeah.
I told Heather, I was like, man, if I had super speed, we could so much more stuff done around the house.
Well, no crap. I'm going to work. Oh, I
that
can
what
sleep in
Breaking
another
Bad's
30
about?
minutes.
Could you imagine like just being able to just like get up, go straight to work? Like you could sleep to the point right before your shift's about to start.
I know nothing of the Flash. How did he get his powers?
He got, it's very comic booky. He worked in the science lab of the police department, and it had, of course, it had like a glass window. And he tripped and fell into some chemicals. And at the exact moment, he also got struck by lightning. And those chemicals connected him to the Speed Force.
Yep.
Although they didn't really talk about the Speed Force until way, way later, but the chemicals just gave him his powers. Then it retconned into like gave him the connection to the Speed Force.
I kind of like that. It's like he was meant to be
Eyes
the
on the
Flash.
door.
Yeah. So
Eyes on the door.
It's like he was meant to be the Flash. What are we looking at? Oh!
Oh my God, yes.
nice.
We need this guy in the shot.
I know.
Yeah.
Hey, Trex. Trex.
Trex.
No, bring him.
Send him through.
All right, well, we're not. Apparently, he's not getting an interview, so F us. I'm just kidding.
Oh, but like,
Producer's not producing. How about that?
but you know,
Yeah.
retconning powers. I mean, that's a fairly typical thing. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, as a Green Lantern fan, you should know since Alan Scott was totally not at all part of the Green Lantern Corps in the very first.
And he's still not, because he got this from a genie, but he was. They still like consider him the first Green Lantern.
yeah.
So
Which I've been interested about that. You know, you're a Green Lantern fan. Are you a fan of the Corps, or is there like one Green Lantern?
the core.
Who's like,
I like Hal Jordan as well. I like the idea. It's kind of like the same reason I like Nova. Like they're doing. It's more than just one Nova.
Yeah.
They're doing the right. They're trying to do the right thing and help people out and stuff like that.
Galactic Police Force.
Yeah. As far as Alan Scott, his powers are. I like the idea of a willpower powered. Tool.
Yeah.
I think
the triumph,
it's pretty cool.
the triumph of the human spirit.
As long as you want to keep trying, you can still fight. That's what I like about it.
That's what we should call our fans. The Nerds the Apocalypse Corps. We should call them the NotA Corps. So they
Bet
can be
you
like,
could.
We are
Noda
the
core, I like that.
We are the core. So like when we're super famous and we have like a big group of people watching
Well,
us,
like Lady Gaga's people are the little monsters. They can be our NotA Corps. Yeah.
we are the core.
And then we can have them fight.
Get in the chant, we are the core. If you watch this video and you made it this far, please comment, we are the core.
Yeah.
For the love
Obviously,
of
you have the willpower to wield a Green Lantern ring.
Yeah,
God. We
exactly.
are the core. It's a Red Lantern ring, Trex.
Hey, it's a core.
It matters more.
Does it? He's just raging.
I think it's so funny that Trex rocks the Red Lantern ring, where like he's like the complete opposite. Like when it comes to confrontation, he always is like, "You gonna handle that? What's up? You gonna talk to them?" Like he expects me to like be the D like all the time. Really? But it's okay, man.
Is there a passive aggressive core? In the
That's Beth Adams Trex.
all of his constructs are post-it notes.
in brightest day, in blackest night. We're not going to deal with this right now.
That's what Heather said. Beth's nickname is at work. Passive aggressive Beth.
Because I work with a bunch of women that no matter what you tell them, they're going to get mad at you. So I write notes.
She goes, yo, Beth pulled a me the other day. I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, her shift was over. She just walked out. I do that all the time. I was like, oh, passive aggressive Beth kicking in? She's like, oh yeah, shift over, Beth out. I like it. I've done that before too.
I wonder which day it was. I've been kind of ticked off at work the past couple of weeks.
I do that sometimes. They're like, dude, you left. I was like, it was 3:30. What do you want from me? It's time to go. We were doing this. Like, did you tell me? No. All right.
Did you pay me for it? No. Okay.
I am not.
Find you.
I am not contractually obligated to talk to you guys
That's right.
for
I do
free.
what I do when I leave.
That's right. That's the way to do it. So yeah. What were we talking about before we started talking about you? Just kidding.
Oh, wow.
What were we talking about? We were talking about Lantern Corps.
Oh yeah, we're talking about the NotA Corps.
Yeah.
That's
So
gonna be the thing. We'll make NotA Corps shirts.
NotA Corps.
It'll be great. And we'll get our buddy Brad, the shirt guy. What do we call him? Turn it. Look at this. Look at this guy over here.
And this
Brad,
poor
look
sap
at
is
that.
just shopping. He's like, yep.
There you go. We are the core. They were gonna say it.
I actually bought one of those. I bought the Crow one because I was a huge Crow fan when I was a teenager.
He even has a sign that says, "Larger shirts can be ordered up to 6X." I love this guy. It's nice.
I think I need to get one of those. I think I need to get one of those. The license plate things. Put it on the front of my car. I don't have a place for it right now, but I need to do it. I don't have one of those front thingies. If I lived in Colorado, I'd be required to have that, so I would totally do that.
Speaking of like Valiant, and as we were at some point in this, I've been reading the Bloodshot series, and we were talking about how we're kind of sick of Wolverine being a Superman, or the gentleman with the awesome shirt was. But Bloodshot's kind of getting my goat that way because he's got nanites in his blood that make him indestructible, And I'm like, we need somebody to just kill him. But his trials are starting to get a little bit harder, so I'm getting more into it. He's kind of a cool character. But these invincible people like the Deadpools and the Wolverines, they need to get more invincible.
Come on over here. Come on over here, miss.
Oh, you can talk.
Ashley. Come on. Yeah, you do. Come on.
Yay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ashley from ValhallaCon. Tell us. Huh? You can have my
Just
seat
step
if you'd
on
like
our
to
stuff,
sit down.
it's cool.
There you go.
I'm tall enough.
Okay. There you go.
What am I saying?
Everything about your con.
Everything about my
Yes,
con.
we
Well,
are.
wait, first of all, favorite superhero and why?
My favorite superhero. Can it be a super villain?
Yes, of course.
Loki.
Oh yeah, well, that works out. Well, now why?
Because I love cosplaying him, and Norse is like my favorite type of mythology.
Have you seen Age of
It's
Ultron?
amazing. No, tonight I will see it though.
Sweet.
I'm going at 7:30.
You like it? It's good. I agree.
Yeah.
I know. Before he spills it, I gotta shut up. I find myself wanting to say stuff, but I can't. I like the Agents. Do you watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. at all? They did a pretty good tie-in with that too. So.
I did see Daredevil though.
Daredevil's great,
It was
right?
freaking amazing.
so
I
good.
love Foggy. Avocados and all.
All right, so ValhallaCon. Tell us about it.
Okay, so ValhallaCon is July 11th and 12th at the Columbia Carolina. I can't even say the convention center right. The Columbia Metropolitan Center.
Oh, wow.
Downtown Columbia, where NotACon was at. So we have a bigger venue this year, bigger guests. We have Paul St. Peter, who does the voice out of Final Fantasy. I can't say the name right. But he'll be there. We're doing sword demonstrations this year. We have some people from the SCA coming out with legitimate like steel swords, and they'll also be doing soft swords with dagger here, and we'll have the dagger here people from last year
love
come
those
back.
guys.
I'm wearing a
So-
cup this year.
You might need one. There's gonna be a lot more people playing. We have that. We're gonna have the Mystery Machine. We're gonna have the Jurassic Park van. Let's see. We're gonna have a masquerade ball this year. So we're gonna have 2 dances. You're gonna have the masquerade ball and the glow stick party. And we'll have a bunch of panels, cosplay contests. You can get a Viking trophy, as well as there's second place trophies as well. And then paper cosplay contest. We'll also have the Neffentoffel, which is the the game we played last year with the kind of like cosplay chess.
It was perfect. So it's cosplay chess where it's like, you know, 2 people control you and you pretty much play your characters. Showtime and I played our podcast personalities, and so when you get knocked out, you have to like go perform like a fight with people, and so we were like coming up with fun ways to like fight as our podcast personalities.
All we did was talk crap.
Yeah, that's what we did.
Oh
We gave
my
them bad
God.
reviews and then they killed us.
It was amazing though.
It was so
like,
much fun.
everybody's still talking about that.
It was a really good idea. All great thanks to you guys.
Well, I give credit to Erin. She's the one who actually came up with that whole thing. We were gonna do regular cosplay chess, and she's like, "Wait, I know about Viking cosplay chess," and I'm like, "Okay." So she made the board and everything herself.
We got videos of that.
Yeah.
Of us doing that, don't we?
Yeah.
Did we take video of us that? Yeah. Go back.
Yeah,
here.
there's videos and pictures.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was so much fun. I mean, that's one thing I'm really excited about this year going. Because at the end of the day too, so oh man, it's great.
Yeah. It'll be a lot of fun.
Is the Viking trophy made out of the skulls of their enemies? Because otherwise it's not authentic. Is the Viking trophy made out of the skulls of your enemies? Because otherwise it's not authentic.
You could use his skull if you
Yeah,
want.
it has to be legit. You can only wear legitimate stuff. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that, please
If
don't.
it's not a human skull, we don't want you there.
Bear skins and human skulls.
No, but it's
Respect the
it's
source
a
material.
multi-genre convention, so it's kind of like a fantasy Viking theme. You can do comic, anime, really whatever you want. We'll have a lot of SCA people dressed up in medieval stuff as well, Valkyries and all that good stuff, Vikings. So It's gonna be exciting this year for real. Yeah, we've definitely grown.
Yeah, I know. Y'all got news coverage last year.
Yeah, we'll have it this year too. I know a bunch of people were trying to get me in the paper. We should be in free times this year as well. And I'll get in touch with WLTX again. Yeah, we'll do that. I know a lot of people.
I'm glad everything's going really well.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll be there.
Oh, yeah, we'll be there.
If you accept our panels.
I did. Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I just got an email.
Sorry, just messing with it. No, we're excited. I pretty much sorted ourselves out to her. I was like, we'll do whatever you want. I was like, you want us to do an opening, an exit, or whatever, judge something, do something, talk about something, whatever you want. We're here for you.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Well, there you go.
Being called because she's needed. Awesome.
Being
Thanks
back
a
in
lot.
the way. Thank you. It's okay.
Oh. This just in. Some shit went down.
We don't know what, but something. All right,
Yeah.
so you can definitely look out for that. We're real excited about that. It's only the second year.
Dude,
Last year we had fun. We really
I
did.
love that chess game. I was like, this might be okay. But then we started playing. I was like, this is actually incredibly fun.
Well, it's because like, you know, I'm not gonna say personalities outshine others on this podcast, but it's really the two biggest personalities were up there being themselves.
And I still want a date with her. I've never redeemed that.
The date with who, Ashley?
Yeah, remember at the end of that dating game?
Oh, you did. He played the dating game.
Yeah.
So
Apparently you were supposed to like cosplay your character in a dating game.
Or a date with Loki?
Might have been Loki, either way. But yeah, so I was in uniform, so I just
Go for it. No, it's all right. Go for it. Yeah, just come around.
We won't publish your details like your address or anything. We won't publish your details like your address or anything.
So, what's your favorite superhero and why? Or who?
My favorite superhero is the Flash because
Love the Flash.
he's very fast.
It's a good superhero to be. Are you fast? Or let you run?
I'm not that fast.
Yeah, I'll leave you when it's that fast. It's okay. What's your name again?
My name's Jalen.
Now you're on Nerds of the Apocalypse, and you're going to be famous.
What?
Like 2 states. We got 48 more to go.
2 people in 2 states. We'll see. No, shoot. Okay, 3. Look at that, buddy.
Look at that.
We're going places.
That's right.
You got any other superheroes you like? What you got here? You got Pokemon? You got your Pokemon comics? Who's your favorite Pokemon?
Pikachu.
Yeah, good choice.
You know what, dude?
So, there's a lot of other ones.
Pikachu used Thunderbolt.
I'm a Thunderbolt you.
Ah.
Thanks a lot, man. You like being on TV?
Yes, I really.
Oh, she's got to go. Oh, yeah.
Look at his shirt.
Have fun.
Oh, is he out? Vader's out.
No, Vader is done. I keep taking him right. Oh, it's okay. It's Vader the Tater.
We should get a GoPro and then strap it to Vader.
We should.
That would be hilarious.
There will be so many butts on our camera.
Put that in the budget.
Yeah, get us the GoPro check.
Yeah, right after the explosions.
Yeah. Oh, it's cute as a
I
bit.
don't know, you might get some upscutter shots.
Yeah. People screaming in agony. He's biting me. He doesn't bite. He nibbles.
Do you guys notice that, like, when Trex talks to people, he like touches them a lot? Like, this
I'm sure they notice.
You can't wear something like that and not expect to be put on film.
Being sucked up into the mothership again.
What's your name, big guy?
Robert McGee, also known as Soulless Imaginations. I have my own, I'm trying to start my own cosplay / nonprofit organization.
Very cool.
I'm the current founder of South Carolina Cosplayers Against Bullying.
Very nice. Yeah.
So, what's your favorite superhero and why? Or is it just the sounds they make when they punch people?
Well, it all depends. I like Harley Quinn. but I also like Deadpool.
Why?
Because Deadpool's insane.
He is quite insane.
And so is Harley. But I plan on cosplaying the Joker eventually because
Are you going to be
the bat.
shirtless, covered in tattoos?
Good.
Like the Jared Leto Joker.
No. I will probably be dressed up as Heath Ledger,
Very cool.
Batman, complete with the scars.
Very
Because
cool.
I'm going to actually take the nice razor blade and just go all out.
That's what you gotta do it. Just like the authentic skulls, authentic scars.
You just take a razor blade and just do it, man. Just if you're gonna
Show
do
your
it,
commitment.
do
Or
it.
the freezer
You know?
pops. You know what I'm
Don't
talking
joke
about?
about it. Just do it.
Cushion.
Oh god,
Can't even
that's
think,
worse
just
than a
do
razor
it.
blade.
Chainsaws are pretty good too. Yeah.
Have you seen Age of Ultron yet?
I'm going to see it today.
That's what everybody says. It's good. It's good. We saw it Thursday. It's really good.
Yeah.
Today's like probably a good day to do it.
It's definitely. I mean, you go to Free Comedy, go see Age of Ultron. That's what you do.
See, I'm also a fan of Iron Man.
There you go. It's very, very funny in
Yes.
Age of Ultron. Right off the rip, too. It's really good. Yeah.
What's up with this with the get-up? The shirt? Where the jacket? Did you make it yourself, or where did you get it from?
I did not make it myself.
Make sure you're good Joker guy.
I wanted to make it myself, and I get asked this all the time. I actually got it at Party City.
You look like you went to the cutting room floor of the Adam West Batman series and just rolled around with sticky tape on.
me and Adam were tight.
That was me
He
rolling.
let me ride in the Batmobile. It's great.
I'm glad you can join us. Thanks a lot. And good luck on your.
Hold on.
What's this?
I can't get just one. It's my biggest problem.
Oh my God, they're like the
They're
Pringles.
like stuck together. Okay.
Gotta get them all.
When you start a Facebook page, man, hit us up and we'll share your stuff on.
Well, I already have a Facebook page.
Oh, send us the link and we'll
Link up.
You can plug it here too if you want to.
Yeah.
I don't remember the plugs. That's the problem.
We'll send us the link. We'll share it on our page. No problem, man.
Have a good one.
Kapow.
Blammo.
So, Deadpool and Harley.
I thought Beth was gonna blow up. It's okay. It's fine.
I should have been like, that's nice.
People don't like that. You know, we say it's as
Yeah.
bad as this, Deadpool's about to blow up because if that movie's any good at all.
I do like Ryan Reynolds. I think he's going to do well in it. I think my issue with Deadpool is how much he just tries to annoy people. That's my issue. And maybe it's not that I have an issue with the character. I mostly have an issue with the people who cosplay him because they try to annoy people so much, and they all use that British accent. Nothing against British people, but just because you have a British accent doesn't mean that you're funny.
Wait, why would Deadpool have a British accent anyway?
Exactly.
He's
And
not
then,
British.
Remember those guys outside of Heroes?
Maybe
They-
British
They
Canadian.
were dressed up as all the villains, and they all talked in British accents as
Oi!
if they were funny.
What are you doing,
And I'm
mate?
like-
Come on.
And none of them were British.
I'll kill you, mate.
And
What
you
are you
know
doing?
because there was terrible accents.
You're alright.
That's
All
what
right,
gets me. So.
Yeah, no.
And then there's that one like Deadpool dance off, and all he does is go around this. I mean, I like Rick Astley, and that's totally his move. It's whatever. But every dance they do, it's just like. And it was just like, okay, come on.
I mean, there was that one video where they did the Psy song, the Gangnam Style guy, and he had that song Gentleman, and they had Deadpool doing the music video with the dance like all through this convention, and that was really funny. But just a bunch of guys dressed as Deadpool going. It's not.
You see what I'm getting at?
Yeah, and it's like every cosplayer of Deadpool, like who has made their own Deadpool costume? Those are the interesting ones. It's like, oh, I worked on this, I sewed this together, I made this sword. All the Deadpool guys are like, I bought a Deadpool jumpsuit.
I can't say much about a Green Lantern one, but like I told you, like I made sure that I was going to be able to look at least the part a little bit.
You painted your mask on them.
I did put my mask on too.
See, which is fine. I'm not trying to say that I'm like.
No, I get it.
Yeah, I'm not dissing
sometimes
on
what
that.
you got to
It's
do.
like- Yeah, if you're going to do like a costume that you just buy or something, you have to like get into the character. You have to like carry chimichangas around or something like that,
Yeah,
or yellow
you know what?
bubbles.
I would
with,
like Deadpool if the cosplayers gave me chimichangas.
Yep. I would be more.
That's
I
how
would
you
be more
win me
inclined. But no, I mean small doses. You know, it's not.
I don't know.
Speaking of regatta, Showtime Trucks and I went to a wedding over the last weekend, and Showtime definitely got them to play Never Gonna Give You Up, and we totally karaoke'd the whole thing. It was
Until the very end where it became all chorus and I wouldn't be a part of it.
I can't even do it. See? Sorry.
So we've been talking about favorite heroes. What about favorite villains?
Ooh, I don't know, man. I gotta think about that for a sec. Beth, go!
Oh, you got my
Now! Beth! On the spot, now!
Thinking.
think about it too.
Showtime, give Beth a second.
She's gonna beat you,
Even though
Sonny Jim.
Even though she whipped out, the loudest candy she could possibly eat.
Sorry.
Like, it's not just M&M's.
It's
that go
crispy.
Crunch. It's crispy.
I tried to do it under the table where the mic couldn't pick it up.
That's what she said.
They're also filled with pop rocks and firecrackers. So
And I covered my mouth so you couldn't hear me chewing.
I'll give you that. You try. I just think it's funny. It's not just M&M's. It's crispy M&M's. All right, Showtime, favorite villain. We'll give Beth a second.
Does it have to be a comic?
No,
It can be anybody from anything.
go.
It might be Zex Marquise from Gundam. That's taking it really weird. But if you want me to go, Trex got excited because he knows who Zex is.
I heard my name and I got a what?
Zex, not Trex Marquise.
Sex.
I think it's Zex Marquise. But anyway, he's pretty much in every Gundam. There's always somebody with a mask that has that one mask on, and it's that guy.
Yep.
So and he's always like the one who's like he's always a bad guy at first, but sometimes he becomes an anti-hero. Other times he just becomes like the crazy guy who's trying to kill all the heroes. Or in the case of Gundam Seed, he is a good guy and then becomes a good guy again. But as far as like favorite villains in comic books, man, that's tough. I've never run across one that I was just like, oh yeah, he's gonna fight the hero. This is gonna be a good fight, or I actually hate this guy. You know?
yeah. What about
You know who now?
Sinestro?
Do yours. Do it. Go ahead.
It's from a book. It's from a book. Dolores Umbridge in Harry Potter.
Oh, that is a
When
good
you-
one. That is a
When
good
you
one.
hate the person more than the main villain through the entire series, that is a villain. Like you
Oh my God.
hate her. When you read the books, you hate her.
That's so
You
fair.
root for Voldemort because you hate this woman so much.
Yeah, Order of the Phoenix. She made my skin crawl.
I mean, she
Like-
made me physically sick reading
Yeah.
her character. I hated her.
She's like Auschwitz crazy. She's like right in your head.
That's not even a lie.
And
That's
what
not crazy.
I
was so-
mean, the way that she
What
psychologically
makes her such a
tortured them.
realistic villain is she thought she was doing the right thing.
Yeah, in D&D that's called lawful evil alignment.
I'm still thinking. Like I don't.
And of course, Michael Myers, but I mean,
Well,
You know who I feel bad for watching Harry Potter movies? So I
that?
went tragic life, just tragic whole life.
Hagrid.
Snape. That dude, like, and then to just die at the end. Like, you can't have peace at the end of your life.
Yeah.
It's seriously.
It's been out for almost a decade. We can spoil this one. Age of Ultron was Thursday.
I was like, wait a minute, Snape dies? I was like, he was, like, Harry's dad was a D-bag. Like, he bullied
Yeah.
Snape. And Harry's mom was so nice, and she went with the D-bag. And, like, I found myself at the end hoping that maybe Snape was Harry's dad. And, like, that would be a much better thing than what happened.
Do you want like all the anti-bullying movements to have Snape as their totem figure?
It totally should be. Like Snape, and then he just died. And then he does everything for the kid of the woman that he loved.
Yeah.
She had the D-bag's kid, and because he loved her so much, he put, like, I was just like,
yeah, because he hated Harry, but he loved Lily. So
I was like,
he
Snape?
protected him.
Yeah.
it just,
And good acting by what's his name?
Rickman?
Yes.
Yeah, Alan
When
Rickman.
he finds out Lily's dad, man, that gets me.
it just,
Oh.
I was just like, this guy, like, he's made out like Dumbledore just has so much out of him,
Yeah.
and then he just dies.
Yeah, I think between Snape and Umbridge, Harry Potter's probably got like the best villains ever.
I mean,
But
Snape's not a villain.
He's
though.
actually more like an anti-villain, I
He's
think,
just
kind of
not
like an
even that.
anti-hero.
Yeah,
but-
because you don't realize he's not really a villain.
I
Yeah.
think he's
Yeah.
like he's probably a bigger hero than Harry is.
I would say so. Yeah. Harry's not the hero of the whole thing. Like that's it. I mean, he's
Although
the guy
one
that all
good
this has
thing
been
about
thrust
Harry
upon.
is he admits that the only reason he made it this far is help from other people. At least he will admit that.
Exactly. I mean, it's not like he didn't do awesome things for like a teenage kid, but really, yeah, if it wasn't for the whole party, and that was the whole point of the story, is that love and togetherness conquers the selfish evil guy.
YouTube did this video where they like took all the clips from Snape from start to finish in a timeline, because time jumps around through the movies and stuff, where they do like from when they're kids to like everything that happens to when he dies. And it's like, this is tragic. This guy. I want Snape to come back.
I don't know. Neville Longbottom kind of has a really sad story.
Well, I mean, I guess because of his parents. And
I mean, his parents aren't even dead. They're
They're-
crazy
yeah.
forever from torture.
Yeah.
He could have been this famous, loved guy like Harry, but he wasn't the chosen one, even though they were born on the same day.
Yeah.
He's picked on in school because he's clumsy.
But didn't he actually save the day at the end?
In the movies, not really
Yeah.
in the book, though.
Yeah, I forget who actually did Neville's part in the book. Did Neville swung it? He didn't have that speech.
Yeah.
He swung the Gryffindor sword and cut off Nagini's head.
That's just a good book series because everybody's written very realistically,
The governor.
The governor? That's very cool.
He's the last villain I've ever actually hated.
Who was that?
The governor from Walking Dead.
Oh.
But I can't think of one from like comics. Like no one's like struck me.
All right. Well, I guess that makes me the official comic nerd.
No, you go
My
ahead.
my favorite villain. I like villains that have the personality traits where they sort of flop. They're really more driven by their interests, so they'll work with the heroes sometimes. The one that I've loved the most is Thanos, and I know he's coming out in the movies, and that's awesome. I can't wait to see what they do with him. Thanos, the Mad Titan. He was obsessed with death, in love with death, actually tried to get down with death. And actually at one point in the Deadpool series, to go back to what we were talking about, he ends up making it so that Deadpool can't die because death is in love with Deadpool. So Thanos is a jealous, spurned lover, and he actually curses him with life. He's like, "You're never going to touch my lady again."
Wow.
And he is like one of the most powerful beings in the universe. In fact, Infinity Gauntlet just got relaunched apparently, and he actually becomes God for a while after several other bids to be God, and kills half the universe as a love tribute
carries
to
the
death.
weight of the world on his shoulders, or is that a
That's
different-
Atlas.
Atlas. Okay.
That's Atlas.
Thanos is the guy that has the Infinity Gauntlet.
No, I'm talking about that.
I don't know if there's actually someone named Thanos in the mythologies, but
I want to say there is.
I mean, it means
He's in
death.
Percy
It means
Jackson.
death. So yeah, I'm sure there is, but I'm not familiar with him. But yeah, no, Thanos. He goes from this death-obsessed person who kills half the universe, and then ends up working with Adam Warlock to help save the universe multiple times.
These are my neighbors, by the way.
At one point, action happening off screen, and at one point in the Marvel Comics Presents, there's a scene where he gets hijacked spiritually by death, and she asks him to kill Adam Warlock and damn the universe, just so that he can be with her, and he ends up not taking the offer, because he's turned fairly noble, and I think that's awesome. So
Yeah.
there you go.
I'm gonna probably take a thing from Steven, but I'm not, or Showtime, sorry, but I'm not gonna go with the governor. I think I'm gonna go with Negan. Negan.
I haven't been introduced to Negan yet. So
Negan
yeah.
is definitely my favorite villain because I feel like Negan 100% thinks that he's helping people by acting the way he does. And he's not even. I found myself liking Negan. Like he's not even really that bad of a guy. Except for, well, he did kill a major character. I don't know if I can talk about that here.
Everyone's got
it's all in the
flaws.
comics. It's like happened months ago. He killed one of the big. It's like killing one of the Avengers. Like it's like one of the big three. You know,
Quick,
and,
I didn't say that, did I? Don't release this until after Avengers Ultron comes out.
And so you instantly hate him, but like he's like, I did that because you killed a bunch of my guys, and it's like, well, you know, he killed a bunch of his guys, but those guys were trying.
Leave him alone, Stan. You did kill a bunch of his guys.
Those guys were trying to like break into where Rick was, but it's just like. I don't know, man. He's just like, look, I don't want this. I don't want any of this. He's like, I just want to. But see, he's Titan. He's like the sheriff of Nottingham almost. Like he's just like, I'm taking half of what you have, and I keep the zombies away. Essentially, it's like you're paying me to help you, but I'm making you pay me to help. You don't really have a choice.
It's a protection racket.
Yeah, it's so, but he comes through like. He does it. Like he keeps it. He legitimately helps people. And every time like Rick attacks them, after the attack, he's like, "We can come back from this. We really need this to be cool. We shouldn't fight." But then he just like does stuff, and it's like, man, that's not cool, bro. Like that's rude. And like he has like a room full of wives, and you know he does. And what he does is the people, and he protects people in his facility. And what he says is, you have to work for your food. I gather the food for you. You have to do stuff, and you get the food. If your wife is hot, you can give me your wife. You can never touch her again. But you both get to eat for free and don't have to do any work.
It's like Karl Marx and Joe Smith, the founder of the Mormon Church.
And if you do touch her, he doesn't kill you. He takes an iron to your face and burns half your face. So you're branded now as the person who tried to touch his wife. So everybody knows, hey, if you give me your wife and you touch her, this is what happens to you.
Wow.
And it's just like, well, he didn't do it. Like he didn't force it. You could have worked. Instead, you chose to do this. And so I don't know, man. Am I being crazy? I guess I'm being crazy.
No, I mean.
It's very, I don't know, but I just, he's very, when you have the governor that was just like, I'm running the show, to like this different, deep character. And he carries around a baseball bat that's wrapped in barbed wire and calls it Lucille.
Calls it the what?
Calls it Lucille. He's like, Rick, Lucille is hungry. I don't want to feed her, but I will if I have to. And he says the F word 100 times. Like, he just says it all over. Like, I'm curious as to how they portray that in the TV show when they introduce him. Beep. Because it's like, you can't do it. Yeah, you either got to bleep it out, which they probably won't do. And you can't have him go frick. Because I'm going to frickin' frick you.
I'm going to frackin' frack you right in the frack hole.
So, maybe they'll just take that out and just, like, not have him do that. I don't know how you switch that up.
I mean, you can still just keep the depth of the character without the F-bombs.
So,
but I don't know, man. That sounds like the best villain ever.
Dude, Negan is incredible. Like, and I don't want to ruin the comic book, but like, when it's all said and done, it's not. It doesn't end the way you think it does, and it's good. And then they do a gigantic time jump. Lately, Walking Dead in the comic, it was weird because sometimes they do like a year time jump. They did like 3 or 4 years. It's like. Carl went from like an adolescent to a teenager. Like, Dad, I want to go be the blacksmith. You know, so it's very cool. I'm waiting for the next trade to come out. I was reading all the trades and I caught up. I don't want to go back to like monthly issues just because I've already got the trades. And I got a notification from Amazon on the email the other day. I was excited because it's like, it comes out on May 15th or something like that. And I was like, yes, next one. But it's good. I'm curious. I really want them to introduce this character in the TV show, and I was really hoping that it would be done at the end of the season. But then I remembered like all the stuff that happened, so I was like, all right. Anyway,
I love powerful villains that give like the false choice. Like, you can either work for me or you can give me your wife. But if you ever touch her again, I'm going to burn your face.
Yeah, it's just, that's what I don't know.
That's not really a choice, is it? It's just kind of, which awful thing do you want to happen to you?
Well, it's like, do you want to work for your food or do you not? If you don't, well,
if you take the easy way out, you just might have iron to your face.
It's good. Oh, we're done? Okay. I guess we're done.
Wait, are you out of battery? You out of battery life?
All right.
Yeah, we can talk to him.
All right, quick, come on in. You're gonna be on the
So
video.
Come on, sir.
One more guest, and then
you're
we're
gonna be in the video.
wrap it up,
Come on.
apparently.
It's okay.
Go ahead.
It's fine.
Oh, he said
I'm
you go.
Brandon, right? Your birthday is Monday, right? And go ahead and tell me who you are.
I'm Brandon Williams.
Okay. Now, who is your favorite villain or hero and why?
My favorite is Captain America, and
Nice.
I just actually like his colors. That would be why. And I was him for Halloween 2 years ago.
Nice.
And won a Halloween contest.
See, this is how you do it. This is my neighbor, guys. I had no idea how cool my upstairs neighbors were until like the past 2 nights.
And
So-
he's moving.
Yeah, exactly. I'm upset about it. And Vader loves them as well.
His precious dog. We love Vader.
Do you remember that? Do you remember him? Yeah. Unfortunately, it cuts at the end of the video as well because we're about out of battery. But thanks a lot for coming over, man. We're glad y'all showed up to Free Comedy. How you enjoying it?
A lot. I enjoyed it a lot. There's this really cool table over there where they have old comics for coasters. Oh, next money right now. We'll definitely be buying like all of those.
Dude, ValhallaCon is freaking awesome. July 11th and 12th. Go ask them all about it. The girl over there is Ashley. You got it? Bam. We'll see you there. So, all right. What we got, Vader?
All right, so we'll cut it out. Getting the rap mode from Trex is better on the battery life because you bring enough batteries. So I'm just playing.
Whose fault is that, Trex?
I'm just playing. Sorry.
No one knows. No one can see that.
For 2 hours anyway, so it's good. Hope everyone enjoyed it. Come out. You clearly can't come out to Free Comic Day now, but it's the first Saturday of May every year. We'll probably be out here next year. There's also a Halloween Comic Fest that happens in October. We'll have the dates for that, I'm sure, soon. Or in October, I don't know. Anyway, we'll wrap it here. The Nerds Apocalypse for Free Comic Day, Punk Monkey Comics, Extravaganza. I'm Stevie B.
I'm Matt.
Showtime.
And we are out.